Alright, hello once again, this is Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming, and in the last video, which as you can see was very short for my videos, we went in and we started to work on the update. And I said I was thinking that maybe I'd do some work on updating, and that was a few hours ago, and I have done a little bit of work on it. What I want to do is the following. I want to go and be able to edit directly in the data grid view as opposed to needing text boxes. All right, some of the fields that are in the data grid view, those being the ID, the BMI, and the BMI status, should be read-only. I should be able to lock them, so you can't change them. The height and the weight should be validated, and right now they're not being validated. And we'll have some ranges in there. All right. The BMI should be automatically calculated if you change the height, or if you change the weight, or if you change both. Technically, there should be no update button required. All right, we can do an auto save on the row change rather. All right. So, what are we going to do in here? Well, ideally, the user will edit the height or the weight directly in the grid, and if they put in something invalid, it'll be immediately rejected. All right. If they change the first name or the last name, no biggie, right there. For instance, if I put in my name in as Jeff and I wanted to change it to Jeffrey, no problem. Or if I spell my last name, Scott, incorrectly. Okay, something like that. Again, the BMI and the BMI status should recalculate automatically if the height and or weight changes. When the user leaves a row, it should automatically be saved. All right, so we won't have any update button click event that's actually needed in there. All right, so how are we going to do this? Okay, well, one thing to show you real quickly, I don't know if I still have it up on here or not, but I went just for the heck of it and ran this, and I got a bunch of errors right now. Now, some of them are to be expected. There's TXT first name, last name. These four, for instance, if I come in right now and I comment out this, I just comment that out. Then you'll notice that I go down from all the errors that I had to 4 errors. All right. Now, the other stuff that's in here, I've got the SQL repository, all right, is missing some stuff. Okay. And it says it does not implement an interface for the iPerson repository, an update and a delete. All right, so let's see if we can change those. That's not going to affect what we're doing right now. These were the older versions. So right here, what it's saying is right now we do not have in an iPerson repository update. So let's just add one. We won't even put anything in it, but just so we've got something in there. We'll put it right here. So we'll say public void update. We make these upper, lowercase, I guess upper. Update, and we'll have in here int iPerson. All right. Now I'm looking in here. I'm hoping that's going to fix this error. And we don't have one for delete with an int either. Oops. So we'll put that in. Delete. I think this was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be like that. That doesn't make any sense though. So we need to int something. Try to read this error that's in here. Unfortunately, it's not letting me make it any bigger. So let's copy it. Int I person. Well, let's say do this. We'll do it like this. Int ID, comma, I person. I don't know if that's going to fix it or not. All right, so I'm down to 2 errors now. Wonder if I can put the same thing in here. Oh, that didn't make it better. It made it worse. All right, I'm on 2 errors right now. I person does not contain a definition for person ID and no accessible extension named person ID. That's in my delete person. Well, now it looks like they're all gone. All the errors are gone. So just for the heck of it, file, save all. I just want to see now if it does run or if I get errors. It's telling me I still have errors. It says 2 failed. Person repository concrete does not have an update. Let's just copy both of these and see if that'll do it. All right. File. Save all. Let's try running it again. More errors. See, this is the problem that you're going to get when you do this. All right. What I should have done, didn't do, but should have done for the BMI library, I should have made one BMI library for the first, for Core 01, and another BMI library for Core 02. And I think if I'd have done that, I wouldn't be having any of these problems right now. See, it's telling me there's no argument given that corresponds to the required parameter first name. BMI abstract string int. So all right, which is going to introduce other problems, because basically what it's saying is, okay, you've done that, but now in BMI concrete, it doesn't have anything in there that's set up like that. All right. Okay, this is just going from bad to worse here. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to come in and I'm going to show you how I'm going to put in everything in the update. Then when I get done, I'm going to do what I just told you. In other words, I think I'm going to go into this BMI library, try to see what's in here that belongs in the first project but not the second, and what's in here that belongs in the second project but not the first. Hopefully what I just said made some sense. All right, but let's come in and let's get rid of most of the stuff that we have open right now and keep the update person stuff here. Okay. All right, and I'm just going to do this. Take this from the top. All right. We're using the BMI library. All right, and the BMI library has got a bunch of the stuff we need in it. We're using the GUI project that contains the forms. We're doing system, which gives us the .NET functionality for things like int, etc. And we're importing the Windows form UI components, which you need for anything, which you're going to have a GUI. All right, we set up the namespace. Got our class definition. All right, let's just put a comment. I want to comment the heck out of this. So hopefully what we're saying in here is going to make some sense. All right, this is the repository that is used to retrieve and update person records. All right, making it read-only, ensures that the reference cannot be reassigned. All right, so we've got this. We're going to add this other. I've already done this. We're adding another Boolean variable in here. This will be a Boolean flag that is used to prevent events from firing during form load. All right, we want to make sure if the form is loading, there's things that we do not do. All right, there's our default constructor right here. Which is, as you can see, is going to come in and is going to call the initialize component. And that initializes all of our user interface components that, basically it's hooking it up to the designer, for lack of better words. All right, let's go down to the load event. Let's not worry about this return. We talked about this before. All right, I wonder if I do this. Let's see. We go down here. We go to return. And if I change that to PTN, hoping that makes it better and not worse, but we're going to find out in a minute. All right. See if that gave me more errors or not. It doesn't look like it did. All right. Did it change it here? No. This might screw things up, but I probably shouldn't have done that, to be honest with you. Let's do this. Control-Z. Let's just work. I'm going to leave it as PTM, which is stupid, but I'm just going to leave it like that anyway. I should do a better job of looking when I'm creating stuff. Didn't. Okay. All right, let's go down to the load event. And you can see what's in here right now. All right. So first thing we want to do is set the Boolean flag to indicate that the form is currently loading. All right, and we call that somewhere up above. That, what was it? Is form loading. We'll set that equal to true because it is loading. All right, next, this line will automatically allow the data grid view to create the associated columns. All right. Next, we've got our selection mode in here. This will make sure that selecting a cell will automatically select the entire row. All right. So in other words, if I were to come in there and just select, let's just say that what I did was I clicked on a height. Okay. The whole row will be selected, not just the height. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to add a little bit. So let me hit enter here a couple times. Next, we want to allow editing via using either a keystroke or hitting the F2 key. F2 is a, if you look at it, I'm trying to remember what F2 is used for now. I think it's going to be an automatically save. All right, so this will be DGV update dot edit mode equals data grid view edit mode dot edit on keystroke or F2. I think I can put this on another line like that. All right. Next, I want to prevent the selection of multiple rows at one time. All right. So that'll be DGV update.multi-select is going to be equal to false. Next, I want to bind the data grid view to the list of people from the repository. And I think we were already doing that. That's down. Yep, that's here. Okay, so that's what that's doing. All right, let's keep going. Next, we want to lock specific columns after the data binding is complete. And we mentioned this earlier, that those columns are going to be the ID, the BMI, and the BMI status. So we're going to call a routine that isn't written yet. So I'm going to call lock read only columns. Whoops, columns. Now it hasn't been written yet, so we're getting an error. So let's go in quickly and write this. Put it right below. Okay. Private void lock read only columns. Okay, that got rid of the error there. Okay, let's just write it because it's only 3 or 4 lines long. So we want prevent editing. This method will be used to prevent the editing of the person ID, BMI, and BMI status columns. Okay, so DGV update.columns name of iPerson dot person ID. I think this has to be in brackets, not parens. Trying to look at my notes here. Nope. This has to be, come on, get out of there. That's a bracket. That's a paren. That's a paren. There we go. And then dot read only equals true. Okay, so I'm going to do it for these 3. So we'll need that. We'll need the BMI. And we will need the BMI status. Again, that will prevent, as it says, the editing of any of these 3 columns, which is what we would want. All right, so we've got that up here. So you see them both. All right, then let's jump back into where we just were. We want to attach validation event handlers. What that means is when certain things happen, we want to control what happens when certain things happen. All right, so we'll just put here attach event handlers. All right, and there'll be 3 of these. All right. well, we need 2 more of these. I'm going to get errors for both of them, but when we get done, we want to set is form loading equal to false, because now it's done loading. All right, I'm going to copy this. All right. We want cell validating. We want cell and edit. And we want row validated. Okay. Whew. All right, validated. Okay. All right. First of all, let's put our mouse here. It says cell validating occurs when a cell loses input focus, enabling content validation. All right. So if it is validating, you're still in the middle of doing it. There's also a validated, which is after it's done. What we want to do here is we want to set it up so that if we put in something illegal, that it gets caught right away. All right. And then we've got cell and edit. As it says, it occurs when the edit mode stops for the currently selected cell. And we've got row validated. It says occurs after a row has finished validating. So again, what we're looking to do right here, what we are looking to do is we are looking to make sure, and you're going to see it in just a minute, that when we put something in here, that what we put in there indeed is valid. All right. Now, I'm already at 28 minutes. I'm going to stop right now and pick it up in the next lecture. Sorry about that, but I thought I could finish it in this last lecture, but I'm definitely not going to. Be back shortly.